There are conversations that shape how we live. Conversations that help us navigate challenges of life. Conversations that bring out the best in us. This is where we gather to help each other find the way and unleash our potential. Welcome to the Benjamin Zulu Global.
Psychologist, relationship coach, the one, the only
Benjamin Zulu.
Benjamin Zulu himself.
It's interesting how mysterious the world of men is to women, and we are saying, as a woman, there are things you must do for good women to compete for you. Actually, we are saying there are things that you must master for the good men to compete for you. What are these things? We are going to be getting this on the show. Welcome to Benjamin Zulu Global Show. My name is Sylvia, and I know this is going to be an intriguing conversation. Yes, Benjamin Zulu?
Yes,
yes.
We are talking about the good men whom you're looking for, who people asking where are they, where have they gone to, you know?
Yes.
And there have been that mood or kind of a climate of despair that has been spread around.
Yes.
And I want to tell you a comforting truth that it's not hard to find a good man once you become the kind of woman they are looking for.
Yeah.
Once you become what they are looking for, they will reveal themselves to you. Of course, you don't live in a corner, you're not in hiding. We have done other shows to explain that you need to position yourself in a way that is strategic.
Yeah.
That the main weapon for men is pursuit, but the main weapon for women is positioning. It's where you locate yourself, where the seekers are.
Yeah.
Women may not proactively, aggressively pursue a man.
Yeah.
He is the hunter, and if you start to hunt him, you are reversing nature.
Yes.
And you may not have the right polarity.
Yes.
Your job is to be visible and prepared. Your job is to cross his path, to be in his view, to be in his eye shot, where he's looking.
Yes.
Be visible. That is how far you go. So that when he brings the proposal to you, when he wants you, you go along and then you ask the questions you need to ask. You set the bar at a place where you are safe.
Yeah.
You're going to be absorbed into that union. If you marry right, you will migrate to his community.
Yes.
He will create children, create a home, create a life under him. You are going to have a lot of changes to who you are. And I heard several women mention, and even my wife confirmed it, that people don't prepare you about the anxiety of migrating from your home, your people, after marriage, to go to a place that you are both a visitor, but now it's also your home.
Yes.
You're supposed to make it work.
Yes.
And you're also trying to figure it out. The people here, the places, everything.
Yeah.
We underrate the small conveniences of knowing where the shops are, who is around, where to find what.
Yeah.
Just knowing they're around. We underrate that. And because men many times don't go through that, they don't know the difficulty of having to, people are looking at you, oh, this is a new person, oh, so this is a new person, and you're trying to look at, and who are you?
Yes.
And you're trying to know around who to trust. The reason you let him come to you is so that you can check all those sacrifices that you make for being a woman.
Yeah.
For whom you are making them, and whether they are worth it, whether you're being facilitated to be as comfortable as possible. Now, the behaviors you need to manifest to show during the time of dating for those men to come to you. The first one is to submit without struggle. This has been made very important in today's culture because the movement of empowering women, and women calling themselves boss lady and calling themselves high-powered CEO, and boss of my own it's become a power struggle. Most women now cannot rest with the idea of organizing themselves behind a man. They want to wrestle control, and while they can pay their bills, they can do their things, that time they talk like they need nobody.
Yeah.
But it's not a decision, it's a reaction. It's a struggle they have.
Yes.
Many of them are coming from a succession of women of families where there was no husband-wife settled arrangement to demonstrate to them. And they carry that war-like belligerent, bent for war, in opposition with men. In the West, that dynamic has become very rampant. They have even commercialized marriage and divorce because the women many times they carry a lot of alimony, a lot of child upkeep, a lot of it's almost as if divorce is being incentivized, being rewarded in the West. It's very rampant. And now, thanks to media, social media, many people are borrowing those notions.
Yeah.
And one person did a video that moved around a lot, trended, saying why they're no longer marrying the American one, particularly the black men, and not marrying the native black American women. And they were saying they're importing wives from all over the world. Those who can submit without struggle. What I'm telling you has become so conspicuously rare that when you have it, you stand out.
Yeah.
You stand out, that you can naturally let a man lead. What this does is that it both invites the man to step up and be the leader in the situation, to take your hand and lead the way, knowing that he is not coming to fight with you. Many men are avoiding to commit and marry, not because they are avoidant of commitment itself, but because they don't want to fight with a woman every day.
Yes.
The modern woman is hearing notions of speak up for yourself, stand up for yourself. Submission is like a slavery, like you're being subdued. You need to have your say, you need to have your word. Even you represent yourself. So there's a lot of struggle. They come to marriage with ambivalence, hoping to get the benefits, but not the burdens. Hoping to be treated, pampered as a wife, but not submitting as a wife. Not giving the power differential that allows him to know he's in charge, he can lead the family, he can go out there and hunt. And I saw one lady saying she cheated on the husband with their mutual friend, or she chatted him, she did not think there would be anything serious. One thing led to another, we ended up sleeping.
Yes.
I was bored that he's always out there trying to put a roof over our head. We have kids, trying to give us a life, and he's always out there trying to work. So when he still does the right thing, you still punish him for it.
Yes.
You know?
Unfortunately.
When he works, and she was talking with flat face, no emotion. And when I confessed it to him, and she's very narcissistic. So I could have hidden it, but I said, let me tell him. But now he was seated there, composed, demure. He did not even scream. He just said, it's okay. And he's now packing and going with the kids. And I'm in panic. And you wait for empathy.
Yeah.
You wait for grief or guilt, but nothing. Flat face.
Nothing.
One thing led to another. I did not intend it. And this is a good man who has been doing the right thing a man should do.
Yeah.
And we are not saying men should not do their best to be interesting, romantic, and connect with their wives. We are not saying that they can just be work and work only.
Yeah.
No, but she did not hint at anything like that. It's all about you being bored and you're looking for excitement, for distraction, for more over there. And you know your energy. If you have more time to be occupied now, you can get a job.
Yeah.
If you are staying home for the kids and now you think you have a lot of time on your hands and you're finding yourself bored, you can start part-timing.
Yes.
You can engage yourself. You can discuss this with your partner. Now, in another conversation we said, people need a regular timeout. Both of them. Dates, dinner out, lunch out, whatever it is, regularly.
Yes.
To discuss issues before they become crisis. Not every divorce comes because people were incompatible. Some divorces come because of neglect, because issues went unaddressed for too long, because something built up until it collapsed.
Yes.
One of the problems with modern women is that if a man comes up with an idea, you also feel entitled to fight it. You don't welcome and say, which way would you want us to go as a family?
Yeah.
So if a man finds a woman who is oriented, you have seen in even in Kenya that some communities, the women are married a lot. Those communities are very marketable for wives.
Yes.
From all over, and you find that people are going to those regions to marry. They're really flocking to those regions to marry.
True.
What do you find is the outstanding thing? The daughters there are told to submit.
Yes.
Go look. There's nothing else. There's no other magic.
Yeah.
I watched that pattern, and it brought a lot of competition from where I come from. We could not find wives. Guys were coming from all over the country to come and marry our daughters. Before you target one, some guy from the West came and they really flocked for them. And for a long time, I could not figure out why are they marketable, these girls. Why everybody comes for them, until I entered the market and realized this quality we are looking for is what men are hunting for quietly.
Yes.
And although you are an empowered, learned, working woman, let me tell you, men are not marrying you primarily for that. Yes, a man who is learned, who has his degrees, he wants to build a life, does not want an illiterate girl.
Yeah.
But I want to tell you, after you get your job, your degrees, your money, your everything, just know that's not your main bargaining point in the dating market.
Yes.
Those are important things to be equipped with as a helper. But the thing men are looking for is that definition, whether you are a helper by infrastructure, by mindset, by your philosophy. Does your philosophy fit? Do you take that role with pride? That you will support your man and feel good about it. We have run out of that as a society. It's not there anymore. It's not there anymore. We don't have homemakers. We don't have people who are longing to build with a man and let him lead. Every man wants to be a king in his small kingdom. Every man does not want to wrestle with that position of kingdom. A mature man will incorporate you. If you choose a man whom you love each other in sincerity, you will never feel subdued or suppressed.
Yes.
Those who fear submission, thinking it's being subdued or suppressed, have the wrong role models, and instead of healing, they spread it, they project it. To act like that's what every man does.
Yes.
If you encounter the wrong leadership and you do not unlearn it and expose yourself to the right leadership, you will continue rejecting the right leadership because of the feelings the wrong leadership left you with. If you grew up without a father or a present father or a loving father, you do not see good marriage, you have a lot of healing to do. But we don't market psychological healing. We act like we can just forget things and suppress them and push them out of our sight and act like they're in our past. Yet they become the operational software. They become the reference point.
Yes.
How you grew up, what you breathed in, what you saw, what you woke up to, what you heard, what was prevalent, the tones of voice between your mom and your dad, the affection between them, the cooperation, the how much they connected or how they were cold, distant, everybody living their life, dad mainly absent, popping in once in a long while, mom very bitter and carrying a lot of things and always telling you, don't stress me, I'm already stressed by your father, I'm the father and the mother here, I'm breaking my back and you stress me, I'll kill you. What did you hear? If you had a woman who was bitter because of the position of marriage, if you had mom regretting, cursing, angry, crying, and that's what you saw. You saw it, you took it in. Naturally, you will live there swearing never to be where your mom went. Never to do what she would. That is natural. But between that time and the time you transition to your own adulthood yourself, do you try to ask, was that all? Is that all everywhere? Is that universal? Is that what goes on everywhere? Did you try to ask questions, or yet now you started to enact that I'll never, men did so much to my mother, men did this to my mother, men, I'll never, my mother told me. And I told you one way to chase away gentlemen is to project to them the battles you have with the male gender in general. The biases of your mother and how she warned you that men are dogs, avoid this, and then you say, even my mother told me, I have seen this with my friends. If you're seated across each other in a coffee date or nowadays video, however we are talking, discussing a potential future with us, then you come there to read for me the riot act about how men are failing and you have all this history of men failing.
Crazy.
Why would you come when you have so much battle with men? Why are you coming to the market of getting married? If you're still at war, go heal. I mean, go deal with it. I mean, go process your anger. Find a place to pour it out. It's embarrassing that you come in front of a gentleman who is trying to marry you and then you come carrying all the questions and the grievances you have with the male gender in general. And you're supposed now to explain what the other guy did, to explain why your father was not there, to explain why the first boyfriend had to explain why they ghosted, to explain. That's one of the hardest things for gentlemen to do when they find a woman who is full of issues with male.
Yes.
Male clan fraternity. And he is supposed to answer to all of them. Or to behave in a way that compensates or atones for their sins. No man wants to be in that position.
Too much baggage.
And many women nowadays have a lot of pent-up anger.
Yeah.
And they walk around with, I'll show you. When I find him, I'll show you. So they walk with that. What else? They have normalized getting children. So they have a man at least who got children, and many times he's not playing the role, he's not responsible.
Yeah.
And they or somebody they know, the baby daddy is not there. And they are very bitter with that situation. And now you're being asked, but why do men? But why do men? But why do men? But why? We can't have a date where you're just interrogating me about the behavior of men. Watch me and how different I am. Let me also comfort you. Those women who have been hurt by men, we are sorry, but I also want to tell you that it's upon you. Sometimes you have to fix issues that you're not the one who broke them. Your parents broke their marriage, but it hurt you and you're the one to fix yourself.
Yes.
They may not come to fix you. One of the things you're going to learn is that men are not the same. Okay. I mentioned it to you that nowadays you're having a lot of divisive teachers. You have teachers in relationships who only talk to men. They portray as if men are always right.
Yeah.
And women are always wrong.
Yes.
And it's very disturbing. You find that teacher is always facing that direction. You know, a man does this, it's because of that. Men. So you have a lot of teachers talking, putting one gender. Other teachers putting women only on the pedestal.
Yes.
That women are always right, men are always to blame. That's not it.
That's not it.
That you may follow teachers who feed you that philosophy. And it has really worried me. I really sit there, I can't believe it. People with millions of followers.
Yeah.
And they just aggrandize women. Every time it's a woman who is right, the man is wrong. And I sit there and say, do I come from another part of the world? Is there something I don't know? And I'm like, no, you're going to feed these people lies.
Yeah.
They go to dating thinking they're always right. They come to coffee dates with, and you know, if you're not balanced, you will not follow the other teachers.
Yeah.
Who are targeting the other gender.
Yes.
To balance yourself. You go to who is sweet to listen to.
Yes. Who is soothing.
Who is soothing.
Yeah.
You find that the teachers who always elevate men mostly are women. There are also men there who just speak for men.
Yeah.
But most teachers who elevate women will be men. The one who elevate men will be women. Because of the natural polarity.
Yeah.
And they're very deep. They're really deep things they're saying. The only thing is they're so silently communicating to this gender that they're always right. And the other gender is always
wrong.
And it is spreading to our dating. You come here with 10 teachers, you can give me quotes and the quotes and the quotes.
I come with expectations.
You pull out file after research after another one because for the last 2 years, you've listened to teachers who told you, and honestly, the only place there's a word queen in our life is the WhatsApp. You know, many women have no self-respect. I found many teachers with millions of followers aggrandizing women here. I'm like, no, bro, that's a lie. Our homes are mixed. You're married by a guy, you have children, daughters and sons, and I'm wondering you, how do you teach your daughter to grow up, to mature, to learn to submit? When do you teach her? You're always putting her on a pedestal. If the man is doing this, it's because every time you're putting men in the wrong light, women in the right light, and I'm wondering, but one day those women will send you, go tell our husbands this. How will you talk to those husbands? You have already alienated them.
Yes, you've already trashed them always.
They can't even listen to you.
Yeah.
So who will, those women now you're gathering there, them being alone. Who will talk to their husbands and their sons now that you have already pushed men away out of the audience?
Yes.
Isn't that obvious, Sylvia?
Actually.
Isn't that obvious?
Yeah.
The women you're teaching will send you, can you also now talk to our sons,
Amen.
husbands? Can you tell them now, as you train us complementarily, they should also... This is a dead end. Whenever you separate the genders, you are starting a dead end journey. At some point, your audience will send you, as you mature us, can you mature our men?
Actually, that is separating them.
Yes. Because when you start a war, you get a lot of customers.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
you're puffing somebody's ego and making them feel they're always right. They're bringing that attitude to dating, and the women, instead of submitting, they're coming with all those teachers now who massage to their ego.
Yes.
Okay.
I love this.
You know, they really. You know, you can stack up those teachers until your timeline is just full of messages that portray you correctly.
Yeah.
And how men are usually wrong.
Yes.
Usually wrong. That is one way we are destroying submission. We are not teaching unity. We are teaching division.
Yes.
The real truth, Sylvia, is not men who are always wrong, women are always right. Women are always wrong, men are always right. The real battle is immature people versus mature people. It is selfish people versus selfless people. It is lustful, selfish, short-sighted versus selfless, giving, loving people. Our enemy is not one gender or the other. Our enemy is selfishness versus selflessness. It is lust versus love. Whenever you teach, remember, it's not the gender.
Yes.
It's not the gender.
Not the gender.
No. No.
You need to teach them both.
And I can't believe so many of us are misleading people.
Yes.
I can't believe it. When I talk to my son and my daughter, I tell them, your enemies is not the man or the woman. Your enemy, even you when you're a man, is the selfish man, is the short-sighted man, is the man who is manipulative and untrue. Your enemy is a woman, is not the man. Is all humans who are untrue, all humans who are selfish, all humans who want to take advantage of you, all humans who deceive, who lie, who cheat, who con. That's a human problem. It's not a woman problem.
Yes.
Right?
Human problem.
It's a human
Not
problem.
man or woman.
No. So we are going to dating with the teachers who are really fanning the fire of division. So that's why submission has become a strange concept, because they're being told men are monsters. Remember, Sylvie, you can choose to follow only teachers who are biased against men. And you can ruin your marriage, even when you're married.
Yes.
They can feed you with what's wrong with men, what's wrong with men, what's right with women.
Yeah.
And they tell you to accept nothing but
Queen treatment.
But they don't tell you how to become
A queen.
and how to give king.
King.
You only receive queen. Will you give the king? Because I cannot be giving you queen treatment and you're giving me a pauper. Street. There's a complementarity here. Who is giving the queen treatment? What are you giving in return? Why are we lying? This is it's blatant. It's a lie. It's not, do you know incomplete truth is worse than a lie?
Yeah.
Because you don't realize what's missing. Because once I tell you, accept nothing, and I repeat it. Accept nothing but...
Queen treatment.
Do you see a lot of things are missing from that statement?
A lot is missing.
You know, who will give it to you? What do they expect back? A king treatment. For you to be given queen, you need to be self-respecting, you need to have dignity, you need to be clean, you need to have decency, you need to have modesty. Have I trained you how to conduct yourself like one, to attract it? And how to give men honor that is befitting of their status for them to reciprocate.
Yeah.
Women are being puffed up to your own destruction. Just learn. Our enemy is not the man or the woman.
Yeah.
Our enemy is immaturity. Please. Please.
Yes. Well, it's getting hotter.
Please.
Yeah.
I can't believe it, but that vibe is so strong out there in the market. My industry is really polluted.
Yeah. It is.
We are the teachers, but we have gone wrong.
Yeah.
We don't tell people the truth. In my home, it's not the girls, mother and daughter, you're always wrong. Sons and brothers. No. It's whenever you are selfish, you are the enemy of humanity, whether you're man or woman. Narcissism, for example, is both genders.
Yeah.
Psychopathy is both genders. Selfishness is both genders. It's not man or woman. In fact, was it Aldous Huxley? One of the philosophers said, if you want to destroy human beings, make them think that their enemy is each other. Instead of a vice, they think it's the person.
Yes.
The real enemy, Sylvia, is the vice. Anytime you deal with a person who comes to lie to you to take away your money, lie to you to steal your time, lie to you to push you on the side, steal your promotion, steal the spotlight, tell lies about you, con you, doesn't matter the agenda. It's not the gender that hurts you. It's the vice. It's the heart. God says he looks at the heart. God himself. The heart. So let's stop looking at the wrong place.
Yeah.
Look at the heart.
This is deep.
Look at the heart.
Yes.
Creator himself told us where to check. The enemy of humanity is ugly heart versus genuine heart.
Yes.
It's a sincere spirit versus a selfish spirit. That's what we need to preach.
Yeah.
That's what we need to preach. That's the truth. That sincere souls should seek out sincere souls.
Yeah.
That those who are whenever you meet a man who is honest, you get the same vibe as when you meet a woman is honest. When you try to help them through life. I did not know it. I came to realize I'm giving them the same counsel that works for me even when they are women themselves.
Yes.
I tell my daughter the same thing I tell my son. When they're leaving home and you're going out there, watch out against bad people. Not men.
Yes.
Watch out against
Bad people.
Thank you.
Yes.
Can you imagine just telling your son, watch out against women? Watch out. Should tell you, Mom, are you a woman? Do you know your children? You know your children don't have those many filters, eh?
Exactly.
Let me tell you, women lie. Mom, you.
But you too.
What children understand, we don't understand it.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need to go back. I told you I enjoy fatherhood because it takes me back to basics of life. Eh? Sometimes you become too learned and too sophisticated.
Yeah.
A child returns you to basics.
True.
You try to talk weird things, they poke you. But Dad, you told me you are a man. Mom is. Okay.
Yes.
But here come to think of it. The second thing that will make men flock to you is when you know how to speak to the king in them.
Yeah.
Speaking to the king in a man is an art. And I want you to go out of your way and master it and learn it. I want you to teach yourself how to structure your language to honor. That is the difference.
Yes.
Use the language of honor. For example, do not curse. Do not use the F word on anything, be it a cat. Even when you fall down, you trip. You know, people curse when anything happens in their life.
Yes.
That's not how you speak in front of a king. You're trying to marry a king, so you're going to live in the presence
of a king.
Yes. Those are not things you'd say when you're in front of a king.
Yeah.
You adapt a language of decorum, of decency and modesty and the higher forms. I gave you the higher forms that distinguish women. So the basics, when a girl is starting out, she learns how to be respectful and courteous.
Yeah.
But when you begin to ascend to queendom, you learn what grace, you learn decorum. You learn to conduct yourself with royalty, as if you come from the chosen, the ruling clan.
Yeah.
As if you come from those who live in abundance and those who live with high forms of respect. When you read the Bible and you see them addressing the king, they used phrases that maybe you don't understand. When you don't understand the manners of the kingdom. For example, they say, "O king, live forever," when they're addressing the Nebuchadnezzar.
Yeah.
They always use that phrase. "O king, live forever." It's a term of respect. It's a term of decorum, of royalty.
Okay.
So I want you to practice that. I went to speak to a certain place and they were holding an event in a church, and I noticed that they had a lot of royalty. There were red carpets, there were small trappings, but the language they were using was very honoring.
Yeah.
Genuine honor. And you feel it just feels different. It was led, I think, by a woman who has worked with government for a long time. So she knows protocols and respect, and she has implemented that in her space.
Yeah.
And you could feel different. There's just a climate of respect.
Yes.
And there's something men never forget. And I want you to experiment it with the men in your life. Treat a man with honor. Just imagine what would make him feel honored. Okay, our politicians call themselves with honorable names. Honorable so and so, honorable so and so. I just want you to give the man honor, that is regard and a treatment of high regard. And this does not reduce you. Sometimes, as I told you, women fight, thinking when they elevate the man, they're reducing.
Yes.
No, the principle is when you honor a person, they also see you as honorable. They see you as a person who understands honor.
Yeah.
So I want you to look for opportunities where you can give person elegance, decorum, respect, grace, that kind of special treatment that is coming with sincerity and that is coming from a place of sincerity. The moment you do that, people see themselves in another light when they're in front of you. The formula is, we usually don't just marry Sylvia, we marry the person Sylvia pulls out of us.
Yes.
Who we become when you're in our presence. Try to treat men like kings. And they'll realize when they're in your presence, even their mindset changes, their conduct changes, what they want changes. That's how you pull out, you speak to the king. You honor through language that predicts or shapes him into what you see.
Yeah.
This is not pretense, it's not acting, it's sincerity, sincerely seeing potential and shaping it to the way you speak and the way you handle him.
Yes.
Yes.
Wow, that's amazing. I love how you put it that not everyone is perfect. Not any gender actually is better than the other. Now, let me finish up with this. Yeah, there's something here that says this is before you say I do, foundational principles for building a marriage that lasts. And you say when a woman's season for dating comes, she's supposed to make 3 changes. But I'll talk about one because you need to go to www.benjaminzuluglobal.com and get the book so you can read the rest. It's an amazing book. 1, she's supposed to stop carrying herself like a worker and hustler and start acting like a woman and a girl. This doesn't mean she's no longer giving her best at work, but she tones down on the dry, competitive, and masculine vibe and comes to the warm, feminine vibe. I love this. Wow, such an amazing conversation and amazing books here. You can get them again on www.benjaminzuluglobal.com. Thank you so much for being here. Bye-bye.
There are conversations that shape how we live. Conversations that help us navigate challenges of life. Conversations that bring out the best in us. This is where we gather to help each other find the way and unleash our potential. Welcome to the Benjamin